Very good evening for you all. So now we are going to start our class. I think you all can see the slides, right? Can you see? I think you can see the slides, right? Dilnara, am I right? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. So in political science, there is no common agreement about politics and political science, right? There are basically four arguments, for meanings actually, right? It means there are a number of ideas, definitions, arguments, criticisms on politics and political science. There are range of arguments, definitions, and criticisms, right? So then we can categorize them into four categories, right? After categorize them, we can see these four lines. What is the first one? Politics as the art of government. The second one is politics as public affairs, right? Third one is politics as compromise and consensus. Fourth one is politics as a power struggle or power game, right? Again, I will say politics as the art of government, right? The second one is politics as public affairs, politics as compromise and consensus, politics as a power struggle or power game, right? In this way, politics is defined by different scholars, or maybe criticisms are they aligned with these four categories. We will discuss all these things one by one, and simply, if you find any difficult word or maybe if you need any clarification, please raise your voice. If you want, you can raise your hand. If you want, you can talk, right? Uh, or otherwise, if you like, you can use chat box. It doesn't matter, whatever the available communication method, you can use it. It doesn't matter, right? The most important thing is you understanding your uh, your way of gaining knowledge is the most important thing in this class, right? In this discussion. So now we are going to talk the first one. There are four categories. Now we are going to talk about the first one, right? Shall we see? Yeah, you can see the picture in your left hand side. I have taken it from the internet. It was belonged to the German Emperor Chancellor Bismarck, right? A well-known politician and also war hero at the time of at the ancient time, right? German Chancellor Bismarck, he expressed or he proclaimed, he expressed, politics is not a science but an art. According to his point of view, politics is not a science, right? But it is an art. It means there is no proper way to do politics because according to the personal characters or characteristics or personal capacities, capabilities of the individuals or situational contest, the politics might be differed from time to time, person to person, contest to contest, right? So that is the nature of politics. But according to Bismarck, it is not a science, it is an art. You can see the different artisans, artists, uh, they will show different arts in their own way, right? We cannot follow them, we cannot intimate them because that particular style is unique for particular artist, right? For example, Michael Jackson, if you think about Michael Jackson, uh, he's an artist, right? He's a singer. But we can sing his song and we can dance like him, but we cannot intimate his original voice and also his original style, right? The way of dancing. The same thing is happening in Sri Lanka as well. If we think about Candian dances, there are many Candian dances, right? So we can dance like them, but we cannot intimate them, right? We cannot dance like them because that is an art. It is unique characteristic for particular artist, right? So we can do our things in our ways. It is unique for ourselves, right? That is the uniqueness behind behind the art, right? So that is uh, that is the idea of Bismarck. However, this is not new. This is not a new idea. I mean, idea of politics is an art of government. It's not a new idea, right? It came back to from it came back from um, Greek politics or Greek philosophers, right? At the time of Greek philosophers, including Aristotle and others, they believed that politics is an art of government, right? Because the idea traced back to the time of Greek politics or Greek philosophy. Shall we see it? So now you can see again two pictures, right? Read the bullets. The first bullet says the word politics. The word politics is derived from polis, right? It means literally city-state. The word politics is derived from polis. It means literally city-state. City-state means like this, right? The city, we can see this type of city in Greek, right? So you can see small houses over there and also small houses in here. But the main structure is this. It is a city. It is covered by the kind of strong structure, right? So small houses, structures, institutions are over there. You can see them. You can see small houses over there, right? And also people are going somewhere else. At the top of the structure, there's something like Srin, or maybe political institution, or maybe government institutions, because they are comparatively larger and taller comparatively other buildings when we consider them. Other thing is that all these buildings are constructed on the top of the rock or small mountains, right? It means upper part of the village, or maybe city, right? Upper part of the city. Or in here you can see ships like this, right? So other thing is that this is the harbor. You can see the road to the city. In front of the structure of the city, you can see the entrance, right? People are over there. So this is the structure. Basically, this is the map used by the ancient Greek to construct their estates, right? To construct their cities, and also both the things are same, right? Because at that time, you can see this is not the big area, right? This is a kind of city. This is a we can say this was a kind of city, right? Therefore, inside the city, all the people, governing institutions, shrines and temples, and everything are there except harbor, right? So then, this structure is called by the words of city estates, because it is something like a city. Therefore, people called it by the term of city state, right? City state, by the term of city state. So this type of city states were there at the time of Greek, on the territory of Greece, right? There were different city states, but out of them, two city states were quite popular by name. They are Athens and Sparta. Athens and Sparta. These two city-states were quite popular among the others, and also these two city-states were quite stronger among the others than the others, right? Quite stronger and quite powerful than the others, Athens and Sparta, right? So in the down part of our slide, you can see kind of real picture of the this kind of city state, or this is the actually this picture was not the ancient one. This is the modern one taken by the modern photographer, but we can get some idea about the previous household density among the city of Athens and Sparta and all, right? So this is the structure. This is the plan of the ancient city-state were then ancient Greek, right? Ancient Greek society was divided into a collection of independent city-states because there were a number of city-states, each of which possessed its own system of government. That's the another one. Each city-states in Greece, they had a specific specific governing system for them. For example, Athens had its own governing method. Sparta had its own governing style compared to Athens. It is quite different from the Athens governing style. When we talk about the governing style of the Sparta, right? I mean, there were different city-states. According to their differences, we can see quite, little bit differences among the governing styles of the Greek city-states, right? So, however, at that time, the people in Greece, they understood politics as the matters of police. It means matters of city-state, right? Matters of city-states were considered as the politics at that time. Matters of city-states, right? However, women, children, slaves, and the foreign vendors, they cannot engage with politics at that time. They were excluded from the politics. That means women, slaves, vendors, and also the foreigners, they were not allowed to enter the politics, right? Then it means adult male members of the city-states were the people who could engage with the politics, right? Male adults were the only members of that city-states could do politics. Others, women, children, slaves, vendors, and also the foreigners, they could not engage with the politics. They were excluded from the politics. They were not considered as citizens of the city-states, though how much they are Democrats, how much they were beautiful, how they constructed well, but all the people, all these subcategories, women, children, slaves, vendors, and foreigners, they were excluded from the politics by the system, by the governing system, right? They only allowed adult male members of the society to enter politics. Other thing is that adult male members were considered as the citizens. Now we are talking about citizens of the Greek city-states, but when we heard the term Greek citizens, Greek citizens, or citizens in the Athens, or citizens were in the Sparta, or maybe citizens who were in the Greek city-states, we should know that, we should understand that they were adult male members because others were not allowed to enter the politics, right? So, however, these male adults, they enjoyed, they practiced direct democracy. They practiced direct democracy. It means by themselves operated executive power, legislative power, and judicial matters by themselves. They have taken all these decisions by themselves. Then after they implemented all these decisions, then again they revised or they reviewed all these decisions again and again. Right? It means all the decisions, all the political decisions, all the government decisions, all the decisions which are related with the government matters or governing methods were taken by these male adults. They have taken the decisions, then after they implemented the decisions, then after they reviewed their own decisions. It means they governed by themselves and also for themselves. Adult male members in Greek city-states governed the city-states by them, for them, right? That system is called direct democracy. Therefore, at that time, politics understood as the matter of government. Politics understood as the art of government. Politics understood as the matter of city-states. All right? So that is the meaning of politics we could see over there at the time of Greek city-state. Is it clear for everyone? Or shall I explain again about your feedback? What do you think?
Clear, sir.
Safnia Ahmed. So thank you. So tell me that, is it good to exclude women, children, slaves, vendors, and foreigners from the existing political system? Is it good or bad practice? What do you think?
I think bad.
Savni,
Yes, sir.
is it good or bad?
Bad.
Bad practice. What about the other side here? Dasuni, what do you think? Is it good? Oh, it is bad practice. Dulanjali? Dasuni, yes? Dulanjali? Sajina?
I think it's
I think it's bad practice. Where are you coming from, daughter? What is your hometown? Sajina?
I am from Norelia, sir.
No, really good. You think that that's the
From
bad
Norelia,
practice?
sir.
Yeah, you think that that's a bad practice, right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's bad. Saumya, Saumya. SSL 6642. Saumya, right? What do you think? Dilhara Kavindi?
Yes, sir.
Is
I
it good?
think bad.
I think that is bad practice, right? Nettu
Yes.
Ranas, thank you, Dilhara. Nettu Ranasinghe? Ranasinghe, Nettu Ranasinghe. Can you hear me? You can use chat box as well, right? Who is SSL 66553? 6653. Who is this? Can you hear me? 6653. Dulanji? 6653. Who is this?
Yes, sir.
Daughter, what is your name?
Sanduni.
Sandoni from where?
Ratnapura, sir.
Ratnapura. Ratnapura means the district, right? What is your hometown?
Yes. Ratnapura, sir. Alapatha.
Alapata. Yeah, very nice place, right? Alapata Valavu is there, right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
You are
Yes, sir.
there near to Alapata Valavu. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, great. One day we will visit over
10
there
kilometers.
away from your home to Valavu.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what is your name actually? Sandoni, right? If you
Yes,
could,
sir.
if you like, you can rename your account by your name, right? Then it is very
Okay.
easy to talk. Otherwise, I feel that now I'm in the prison, right?
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Sandoni. Yeah, question. What do you think? Was it bad practice or good? I mean, practice carried out by the ancient Greeks in Athens and Sparta. What do you think? Is it good or bad?
Good, sir.
Good. Why do you think in that line? So, Sandoni,
Sorry, sir. මේ සරින් සරේ ඇහුන්නේ නැහැ මට.
okay, so that's it. Because at that time, the Greek people, they did not allow women, children, slaves, vendors, and the foreigners to enter the politics, right? So I'm asking about, is it good or bad?
Bad, sir.
Yeah, very bad, right? Very bad. Very bad. So we talk about Athens was the uh, birthplace of democracy, and also Athens was the birthplace of direct democracy. They practiced direct democracy. Every citizen received open space to enter and express their views in democratic way in their democratic system. But anyone do not, I mean, people do not talk about their bad practices, right? They excluded women, half of the population, from the system, right? So that's the bad thing, bad practice, right? However, when we consider about our topic, by politics, they understood the matter of police, or maybe the matter of city-state, right? In that sense, Yeah, this is the ruin of the ancient Athens, right? So in the modern sense, modern period, if we think about politics as the matter of city-state or matter of police, so then in the modern context, it means politics means the matter of modern government, matter of modern state, right? Concern the state. It concerns the modern state, right? People are said to be in politics when they hold public office or to be enter in politics when they seek to do so. It means we consider about modern politics or Greek meaning of the politics, we can see that is the way of doing politics or way of entering politics, right? So in the modern sense, we can understand politics as the matter of modern state. Politics is the matter of modern government. Politics is the matters of modern state, right? So, in this matter, there are public offices, right? For example, some offices are there elected by the people. For example, Prime Minister, President, parliamentarians, Chief Minister, ministers in the provincial council, chairman of the local council, members of the local council, members of the urban council, right? These are the positions elected by the people for particular term. It may be 3 years. For example, if you think about local council, the term of office is 3 years, right? If you think about provincial council, if you think about parliament, if you think about president office, so this time, I mean, term of office might be different from the position to position. However, when they reach the end of the duration, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 6, they have to leave their office unless and until people will re-elect them, right? The people can re-elect them. But according to our constitution, people can re-elect particular person for the post of president for 2 years, right? For the period of 2 years, I mean 2 times, 2 consecutive times, right? It means continuously one person can be re-elected by the people for 2 times, except that the person cannot be re-elected, right? So these positions are called political executive, right? So other offices are there. For example, government offices. When you go to your hometown, you can see government agent office is there. We call it AGA office, government agent office, right? AG office. In that office, government agent, assistant government agent, AGA is there. Again, assistant government agent is there. These persons are the government officers. They are recruited by the examination process. So they are called permanent executive. Permanent executive. Politicians are called political executives. Government officers are called permanent executives, right? One day after you gain your degree, after you achieve your degree, you can sit for this examination. This examination it is called Sri Lanka Administrative Service. Examination for the Sri Lanka Administrative Service. Then you can sit for that particular examination. Then after you get in highest marks from the examination, you will be faced for the interview. That is not that much of harder one. Then you can get appointment as a permanent government officers, or we can say SLAs officers, right? SLAs officers of this particular country, the SLAs officers of this beautiful country. So then after receiving your job, you can serve on behalf of our people. Our past students now, they are serving in different places of this beautiful country. For example, if I talk about Kankasanture, one of our former student, Hensman was there as the assistant government agent, right? If it if I talk about Bantu Urban Council, Mr. Randika, he was one of my previous student, right? If we talk about Naulapitia local council, the secretary of the local council was one of our students. There are many, but we can remember these particular names, right? One day you can win, you can achieve that type of position, and you can serve for the people and also this beautiful country as the SLS officers. For doing politics or studying politics is better to have a highest score at the time of Sri Lanka Administrative Service examination, right? So studying politics or studying political science will add additional value for your degree when you are sitting for the examinations like Sri Lanka Administrative Service exams and also Education Service exam. There is another one, it is called Sri Lanka Foreign Service exam, Sri Lanka Foreign Service exam, right? In that particular exam, there are 6 papers, essay types, all paper size essay type papers, 6 papers. Out of these 6 papers, 4 papers are directly related with political science and international relations. Out of 6, 4 papers are directly interconnected with political science and international relations. So, studying political science will add additional value and also additional advantage for your advantage to your future career, right? So my request is please work harder and study well, listen well, write well, criticize well, understand well. If you need any clarification, any help, any explanation, please ask. We are in here to help you, right? We are in here to facilitate you. We are in here to guide you, right? So then if you need any clarification or help, please ask. So then we can help. We can guide you. We can show the path, right? So one day after completing your 4-year degree, after getting your first class, second class, upper divisions, you can you can achieve good job in this country, or if you like, you can go abroad, right? And do kind of beautiful job. Yeah, that's the path in front of your eyes, right? So then, what I was talking about, the politics as affairs of the police, right? In the modern sense, politics means the affairs of the state. Politics means the affairs of the government, right? In government, there are two types of officers. One of them are called political officers, or we can say political executive. Other officers are there, they are permanent, therefore they called permanent executive, right? For the time being, I mean, within a period of 3, 4, 5, 6, their positions will not be changed. They will not be terminated, right? Their positions, their offices will be continued until they get their retirement. The others, politicians, their positions will be changed, will be terminated, will be reached its end when they reach the end of their duration, right? So after that, they have to face for the election. These officers, whether they are permanent or political, they are doing kind of executive jobs, executive decisions on behalf of the government. Some of others are there, they're passing laws, passing bills, they're talking about government acts and all. So we call them the member of parliaments or the legislatures, right? They are legislatures or member of parliament or member of provincial councils or members of the local councils. They are the legislatures in national level, legislatures in provincial level, legislatures in local level, right? Different layers. There are different type of legislatures. Even in our provincial, our local council, they are also doing a kind of legislative work. So that is why we call them legislatures. The main legislature of Sri Lanka is Sri Lankan Parliament. Parliament members are there, 225, right? 196 were elected members and others are coming from the national list. They are there to talk government matters on behalf of us. We call them legislatures or members of parliament. So other institutions are there, the kind of institutions are there, they're called judicial. So in our judicial system, the Supreme Court is there at the top of this hierarchy. Then after appeal court is there, then the district court, high court, then magistrate court, and also primary courts are there. There are kind of hierarchy in our judicial system. According to the constitution of Sri Lanka, the Supreme Court is the only institution. It has sole power to revise the government matters or to review the constitution, right? So that type of power is there to the Supreme Court of this beautiful country. So then all these matters, the matters which are carried out by the executives, whether they are political executives or whether they are permanent executives, it doesn't matter. The matters which are carried out by or which are operating by the executive officers, and also matters which are daily discussed by the legislatures, and also the matters which are daily reviewed by the Supreme Court of Sri Lanka. All these matters are being considered as the politics within a modern context by the term of politics, right? I will say again, the matters which are done by the executives, matters which are carried out by the legislatures, the matters which are operated by the judicial system, led by the Supreme Court of Sri Lanka, they are considered as the politics of politics in the modern sense, because according to our first definition, politics is the art of government, is the matter of government. Politics is the matter of government, or is the art of government. So it means all these three matters of all these three government institutions: executive, legislature, and the government. Sorry, and the judicial system, right? The day-to-day works, day-to-day functions, the day-to-day duties of the executive, legislature, and the judicial system can be identified as the matters of government. So then they can be identified, they can be interpreted by ourselves as the politics within the modern context, modern period of time. All right, is it clear, my talk or my explanation about politics within the context of modern sense? If anyone wants to further clarification, further explanation, please use your chat box or please your voice, right? Is it clear for everyone?
Clear, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Shall I move to next one? Next slide. So
Yes, sir.
then, yeah. Sapni, again, American political scientist. There, his name was David Easton, right? David Easton. David Easton. According to his point of view, politics is something the authoritative allocation of values. Authoritative allocation of values. In this definition, there are three major words. One is authoritative, right? It means the government received legal power to do something, or anyone receives legal power to do something. That is called authority, right? Power may be gained through different ways, but authority, to gain authority, it is the formal way, right? Or legal way. We can say authority is the legal power, right? The government authoritative means legal power of the government. That is the meaning of authority. The second one is allocation. You know, allocation means kind of giving something to somebody, right? The most beautiful one is values. Values, right? So, according to David Easton, politics is authoritative allocation of values by the government. Authoritative allocation of values by the government, right? So values might be differ time to time, contest to contest. For example, university students, right? At the time of our studentship, university students, they got together, they pressurized the government by asking to increase the amount of Mahapola and bursary. The government at that time, they considered students' pressure coming from the student side or students' union and all. They understood that the demand, the request coming from the student side, it is something considerable, right? So then they admired it and they valued it. They valued the demand coming from the student side. Then what the government done, the government increased Mahapola and bursary within a certain amount, right? That is the one example I can give to explain values in the governing process. Other one is second example, right? Before 2005, the farmers in Sri Lanka, different part of the country, mainly the districts which are called Polonnaruwa, Hambantota, and all, Anuradhapura and all, the farmers, they requested from the government to give kind of subsidies for their cultivation. Their grievance was that they could not sell their crops within a reasonable price. All right? Within a reasonable price. They could not sell their crops to reasonable price. The other thing is that many of the farmers, they had taken loans. Some of them were taken loans from the banks. Some of them taken the loans from the other institutions, or maybe personal lenders and all, right? So what was happened to them? They could not sell their crops within a reasonable price. As the result of that, many of them, or some, not the many, some of them made suicide. The farmers, they committed suicide because of this issue, right? So then, at that time, before 2005, the media institutions, they popularized, they have shown these incidents to the other communities in Sri Lanka, right? Everyone was shocked by seeing these incidents. Then what was happened next? The government came into power in 2005. They had taken a decision to give fertilizer subsidy for the farmers. The first decision of the first cabinet of 2005 government was to issue fertilizer subsidy for the farmers. It means the farmers need to pay 350 for fertilizer, right? Rest of the value will be paid by the government. That was a decision taken by the first meeting of the first cabinet of 2005 government. Because the government admired the request coming from the farmer side. Then they converted that value into policy, government policy. Then they have taken a government decision as a policy to give fertilizer subsidy for the paddy farmers in Sri Lanka. Then after they extended that policy, fertilizer subsidy policy for the other farmers, other farmers in other sections in Sri Lanka. For example, farmers in tea cultivation, farmers in vegetable cultivation and all, right? So then, third example. So recent history, you and me, we all were suffering because of fuel crisis. Right? We all were in a queue to take fuel for our vehicles. Maybe motorbicycle, maybe car, maybe lorry, maybe a tractor, maybe kind of farming machine, maybe grass cutter, right? We all had to be in line, had to be in a queue to receive some amount of fuel, maybe petrol, maybe diesel, maybe kerosene, right? We had that past experience. Some of the people, they were died while sitting over there in a queue, in a line, waiting for fuel for 3-5 days continuously, without having proper sleep, without having proper food, without having proper rest and all, right? So then, huge pressure came from the people side to the government. We are dying day by day. We could not do our work properly. We could not travel. We could not learn well. We could not go to hospital to take some medicine. Doctors are saying that we could not go to hospital to serve the patients because COVID-19 situation was not completely over at that time, right? COVID-19 cases were reported in one side at that time. Other side, the fuel crisis increased at the top level. So huge pressure came from the people side. So then government, they consider this issue seriously. Then after discussing the scientists and statisticians and also technocrats, government has taken decision to issue a QR system, QR code as a government policy. Government has taken a decision. We are not allowed fuel for the people without showing a kind of QR. Right? That is the third example we can explain to make clear this concept value. The values are coming from the people side as a patient. So then when the government considers this pressure, then this pressure coming from the people side, then that pressure will be converted into values. They are considered as values. Then those values will help to government to take public policy on the base of these values. At the time of Palmer's case, government continuously proclaimed that we need to protect farmers and their requirement. We need to protect farmers and their crops. That is why we are giving fertilizer subsidy for the farmers. We need to protect them. We need to protect their life, and also we need to protect their crops, right? So at the time of COVID-19, government has taken a decision to vaccinate everyone in the country. But some people, they voluntarily reject the vaccination process. But majority of the people, they were vaccinated as the government policy. All right. Then after QR case, at the time of fuel crisis, people requested from the government to give a permanent solution for this issue, because at that time, some people, they collected fuel from informal way or illegal way. Then after they started to sell them, making high price, right? So the needy people, most needy people, they had to take fuel by paying very high price. So then after government admired that pressure and they valued it, then they converted that value into public policy and introduced QR system to give, I mean, to deliver fuel for everyone, right? So in that line, in that way, we can identify, we can make clear, we can make simple this definition, which was given, or which was stated by the David Easton in his famous book, right? What is the definition? Authoritative allocation of values is the politics. It is the government process, government matter. It is connected with public policy, right? Is it clear for everyone? My explanation. That this definition was given by the David Easton, American political scientist. So by considering all these, considering examples given by me, we can simply identify what David Easton proclaimed in his famous book. Is it clear for everyone? Sapni Ahmed?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
How about the others?
Clear, sir.
Dilhara, Dulanjali, Sanduni?
Clear, sir.
Good.
Clear, sir.
Yeah, clear. Good. This is the explanation in English, as I mentioned before, right? The pressure came from the people side. Then government consider it. Then they valued the pressure came from the people side. On the basis of this pressure and valuation, then the government will take the policy to issue particular crisis, right? That is the story I have written in this slide. All these things I have discussed in previous, I have discussed in previous slide, right? So other thing is that if we consider politics as the matter of government, right? If we consider politics as a matter of government, we need to exclude other matters which are daily carried out by ourselves from the framework of politics. Can you understand?
Yes,
It-
sir.
Yeah, if you think about, right? If you think politics as a matter of government, we need to exclude non-matters of government by saying non-politics. We cannot consider the matters outside of the government as politics. For example, there are kind of big business people, right? Business peoples are there. And also trade unions are there. Civil servants, civil societies are there. Civil servants are there. Civil societies are there. Notable politicians are there. Right? For example, business community, maybe companies, right? Schools, other educational institutions, community groups, families, temple, shrines, right? The matters of, daily matters of the companies or maybe schools, maybe community organizations, we have to exclude them by saying they are not politics, right? If we consider politics as the matter of government, as the direct matters of the government, we have to exclude other matters by saying that they are not politics. For example, at the time of Valentine's Day, this example, you all can remember, right? At the time of Valentine's Day, what is been happening in our schools? The monitors and also prefects in our schools align with our teachers, maybe section head and all, what they're doing. While other students are attending the morning assembly, these kind of leaders, right? Maybe monitors of the classroom, prefects, head prefects and all, then some teachers led by the section head and all, what they're doing, they are going each and every classes to check students' bags. Am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, students bag, right? So then without getting permission from the bag holder, because he or she now is attending the morning assembly, right? This particular leaders group in our school system, without getting their permission, as a clandestine way, in a secret way, these leaders, I mean, monitors, prefect and all, teachers and all, by secret, they entered to the students' classroom and reached to students' bags without getting their permission. They secretly open students' bag and they will check whether they are kind of stuffs, which is quite related with Valentine Day. Maybe chocolates, maybe gifts, maybe kind of souvenirs, maybe kind of red flowers and all, right? Our teachers, our section heads, our prefects and monitors, they continuously, they are voluntarily, they are happily engaging with that kind of secret mission like Vadamarachi, right? By doing that, they will collect lot of stuffs at the time of Valentine Day. Our students also continuously will bring certain things to offer their kind of friends, right? I'm not going to say fiancé, maybe friends, right? They will also bring kind of stuffs. They after this operation, heavy operation, huge operation over there in our classrooms in school, right? Not in the university. University teachers are not doing kind of that kind of things, right? Don't be afraid of that. After collecting all these chocolate bars, souvenirs, flowers, kind of gifts and all, I don't know what they will do. They will enjoy them, they will eat them, or maybe they will sell them, or they will, I don't know. I don't know any experience about that, right? What they're going to do after collecting all these stuffs. But however, they all get together, they will happily, I mean, uh, very happily and voluntarily, they all get together and they will do certain kind of thing. Why they are behaving like that? My question is that why the monitors or prefects, the same students of the same class and also same school, why they are behaving in that line, that way? Why they open students' bag without getting their permission? Do you think? Do you think that? What is the reason behind that? What type of mentality behind that? Do you think that is it politics or not? How do you interpret that process? Is it politics or not? Monitors and prefects, are they trying to show their powers to other students in the same class, same school, same batch? What is your opinion, Nimisha? What do you think? What about the others? Why you are getting shocked? Have you all done this type of malpractices in your school time? Yes, Sandhani, sure, I will do. My question is, why our prepares, why our monitors in our school and our classes voluntarily, happily engage with that type of operation or that type of activities? Do you think that they're trying to show their powers to the others? For my understanding, that is yes, no? That is yes. They by doing those kind of things, they try to show their powers to the others, innocent students, right? So according to our previous definition, politics, if the politics considered as the art of government, art of the matters of the government, we cannot consider this type of incidents as politics. As politics. Another example is there. In every village or every society, we can see kind of welfare society, or we can say Maranadhara Samiti, right? We can find them everywhere in our country. Maranadhara Samiti or welfare societies, right? Can you see the main leaders of these societies, chairman, secretary, treasurer? Do you know them? Can you remember this kind of leaders in your areas, right? Your hometown, your village. For many years, the people, those who are bearing this kind of positions in Maranadhara society or maybe welfare society, they will not ready to give up their positions. They will not ready to give up. Sometimes they are saying boasting kind of things. Also, I could not do my family matters because of this kind of society. Or I cannot work. I cannot do properly my office work because of heavy burden came from the welfare society and all. Right? People may do kind of boasting, but they are trying to continue their positions in welfare society and Maranadhara Samiti and all, right? Sometimes they change their names. For example, this one person might be in the president position in this year, but in next year she or he will be a secretary. Next after that, that particular person will be in the position of treasurer, again president or secretary. The positions are same. I mean, our group is same, but time for the time to time, they will change their positions. Maybe they will change. They will run behind the kind of positions, to secretary to treasurer to president and all, right? Maybe the organizer and all. But however, at the end, they are not ready to give up their positions. On the other, instead of that, they are saying that the society is continuously going on. This society is gone up to that level because of our effort, because of our commitment, because of our dedication. And they are issuing words like this, right? It means, do you think that their behavior is related with politics or not? Is it politics or not? What do you think? Why they are not ready to give up their positions? one day, if they receive the executive presidentship in this country or another country, do you think that will they give up their positions at the end of their duration? Do you think that? Or do you think that will they continue? Will they try to continue? Will they try to come back to the same position again and again? Will they try to do that? Or will they leave their positions and go to home or go to village and do their own work, or maybe farming, or maybe fishing, no kind of things? Will they do that, or will they try to continue their positions using their power, and also will they try to will they try to achieve the same position again and again? What do you think? For my understanding, all these things are politics. The monitors, prefects, when they are doing kind of back check and all, when they're holding their positions in monitorship and also prefectship in their schools, they are also exercising power. They are also trying to show their powers to the others, right? So then the leaders in welfare society or Maranadhara Samiti, they are also exercising power. And also there are the kind of politicians and also power-seeking hypocrites. When they entered into practical politics, or maybe when they been selected as members of the local council, or maybe members of the provincial council, or members of the parliament, or maybe prime minister, or maybe president, again, they will not give off their positions. They are not ready to do that, because that is politics. But according to our previous definition, if we consider politics as the matter of government, government functions, or government matter of government, we have to omit this kind of activities, day-to-day activities, political type activities carried out by our friends, our neighbors, our office mates and all, right? So then that definition is not enough to define the politics, because it shows very narrow meaning about politics, very narrow meaning of politics, right? Therefore, we need to find a very broader meaning about politics. We need to inculcate all these matters in our definition. Therefore, this definition is quite narrow. Politics as the art of government, it is not enough, right? It has a kind of question, because it is not enough. Therefore, the new definition of politics came into exist. New definition of politics came into exist. Politics as public affairs. Politics as compromise and consensus. Politics as power struggle of our game, right? We will discuss tomorrow about this. I think now we are passing our time, right? Is it clear for everyone today's discussion? Now we complete this meaning
Yes, sir.
of politics. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
What about the others? How do you feel today's discussion? Sanduni, Dasuni, Dulanji.
Clear,
Wow.
sir.
Yeah, others. Mohammed, Dilhara, Nimesha, Ranasingha, Nitu Ranasingha. Clear, sir, clear. Thank you so much for joining us. Tomorrow we will do our class. At what time would you like to do it?